Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today I have a channeled message for you, and then we are going to cover May 25th through May 31st, and then I will timestamp, and we will cover the second week of Moon Astrology for June 1st through the 7th. So I always like to encourage you to leave me a comment to help connect your energy to mine. I'll, of course, love the thumbs up, but when you leave me a comment, then I have your name, and I put you in my book of names, and then when I'm channeling messages, I focus on those, trying to pull the energy for you. So, and just a reminder, check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. You may find your message in another one. So what I saw for you this time was interesting. It was one of my favorite movies. It was Working Girl. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It has Sigourney Weaver and Harrison Ford, and then the working girl is Melanie Griffith. And Melanie Griffith works for Sigourney Weaver, who is kind of like, says, oh, I'm your best friend. Oh, you can bring your ideas to me. Oh, I'm so supportive of you. And so when she takes her idea that, like, randomly comes to her from her hard work, it's not like, oh, it's like, she's doing things every day. She looks at the newspaper every day. She pays attention to this. She listens to that. And then she pulls things together and she gets these ideas. And so she has this really great idea and she takes it to her boss. Her boss goes, I don't know, it's not that good of an idea. Meanwhile, she's behind her back going, that's a great idea and I'm stealing it. So she worked really hard to create the idea, to not create the idea, to steal the idea. And so in the end, though, how does it work out? Well, Melanie Griffith is the winner. She gets the guy, she gets the job, she gets the accolades, and Sigourney Weaver is left to hobble off on her crutches with no one to support her, literally. Okay, so in case you haven't seen the movie, there it is. So what does that mean for you? First off, I want you to pay attention to your great ideas. If you are routinely doing something, so for instance, if you meditate regularly, then you have an appointment time with Spirit and you will receive divine inspiration. Maybe not the first time, maybe not the 20th time, but maybe that 21st time, right? So it's that having the appointment, having the routine, doing something. Maybe you take a walk in nature every day at a certain time. That's an appointment time. So paying attention, what's the ideas, what's the information that comes to you. So that's one thing. Watch out for people stealing your ideas. I really feel like this is very strongly a message. Like, keep some of your crap to yourself this week. There's one of these days. Thursday the 28th is a day that has the energy of really wanting to keep your stuff to yourself. So if you have a really great idea, work the idea, but you don't maybe want to share it out so much. You don't want to give your ideas away. So that feels like important. Also, being assertive and standing your ground. Melanie Griffith didn't really stand up for herself. She was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's not my opportunity. No, it's your opportunity if you take it. So if you have a great idea, if there's something you're working on, be assertive, go for it, do the work, be consistent. What else? Your base chakra. Base chakra was really lit up. Base chakra is, where do we feel secure? So maybe you're not feeling like you can take this idea and create something with it because you're worried about finances or feeling, like, are your basic needs being met? You might need to be moonlighting, right? It might be your second idea. It's something you work on your off time. It's just something to keep in mind because that need to feel stable and secure financially was really there. So filling up your basic needs first, that's important. Also, this is happening. We have a full moon that's happening with a lunar eclipse. So a lunar eclipse is about how you feel inside. Solar eclipses are about how you are projecting out into the world. So this is a shift, a change that's going to happen internally about your work-life balance, about what makes you feel safe and secure, what makes you feel balanced, what makes you feel like you're getting things done in a way that's very consistent for you. So that's something to consider this week as we go through this. And I just feel like there's a real opportunity that you're going to feel betrayed this week. Like somebody, it might not be in business. It might be emotional. There's this, and I'm really, I don't like to give those kind of messages. So hang in there, but be aware. I feel like you really, really need to be aware of what's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into week 1, May. I already did one. Look at me. May 25th through the. Oh, yes. You have an idea. Okay, you have an idea that really needs to. First off, focusing on self-love, taking care of yourself, placing yourself first. Don't let other people take advantage of you. Absolutely, but you have potential for growth here. There is a choice. There is a decision. There is something coming towards you. The moon is in Cancer. It's in the house of you. And, people, it's a good time to internalize your emotions, to go a little bit deeper, to think about things, but the answers that you need are inside of you. They really are. Things are going to take a while to develop and evolve because of all the planets in retrograde, but look at this. Look at that. This is so amazing. You have distinctive potential. Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize a goal. Oh my gosh. You've got to go see that movie. Go see it. I don't know where you find it. I don't know if it's on Netflix or where you would find it, but try to find that movie if you can and watch it. It's very fun and inspirational. And that was back when, Harrison Ford still looked good. Sorry. He still looks good, but it was when he was much younger. Okay, so remain optimistic. Really do. There's so much potential here. Remain optimistic about you and about your ability to do this. And even if it's something that you have to slow walk it because you're so, you have other priorities that need your time and attention right now as far as creating the basic security and stability in your life, then, definitely do that. But make some time. Make some regular time. Even if that means that before you go to bed at night, you take 10, 15 minutes and you jot down some ideas. Or you think about it when you're in the shower. And then when you get out, you jot down some ideas. I feel like that don't waste the creative opportunity that is unfolding, because when that moon is in Leo on Wednesday, it gets there at 2:33 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. There is a lot of creative energy that comes with it. The moon is opposing Saturn, and Saturn's over there in Aquarius. And Aquarius is sudden inspiration and big ideas and everything. And Saturn is all about boundaries, but it's right there around 1 degree. And so this is potential energy. This is a potential breakthrough. This is a creative energy. So you nourish your idea and start trying to discern the path forward. No matter what the pace is, every step is still progress, right? And so you have, look, it's your beginnings. I love it. I cherish all the cycles in my life. You have distinctive potential and you have beginning. So it starts with writing things down. It starts with, doing the research. There's so much you can be doing right now, even if you can't, quit your job and throw yourself into it. There is time for this to evolve and to develop, and you'll know what kind of pace it is if you use your intuition, which Cancer you're very, very good at. Thursday, Mercury is going to move into Cancer, and it's going to come to conjunct with that North Node. And so, paying attention to your emotions and knowing what your truth is. What is your truth? What is your beginning? Where are you going? Really listening to your intuition. And again, because Venus is in retrograde, maybe not oversharing. Maybe not oversharing right this minute about what it is you're so passionate about. And so then the moon is going to move into Virgo on Friday morning. I don't even know what time. I never wrote it down, and no one's even asked, but who would ask, right? It's video. Okay, so 7:40 a.m. So bright and early in the morning, you wake up, and you're going to be assessing. You're going to be assessing. I can feel there's this ambition and this discernment process about what is it, where are we going, what are we going to do with this? There's this analyzing of this idea, this thing that you want to create. So where are we on that day? You are in your 3rd house of communication. So I feel like this is research. Feels more like computer-based. So I feel like sometime over the weekend, right? Because that's Friday and it's Saturday. take some time and do a little research. Maybe use DuckDuckGo so that, you know, nobody knows what you've been searching. But get in there and figure out where it is that you're going with this idea, what it is you want to create. And you have laughter. Ooh, nice. Uplift yourself and those around you through loving laughter. So finding the joy is great. Stand by your commitment. You're strong enough to keep the promise that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you, and I feel like this is a commitment to yourself, a commitment to the future that you're trying to build here. And you have reached for the stars. You deserve only the best, and this is all you should focus your attention on. So yes, you know, making sure you have your basic needs met. Absolutely. And then start working on that dream. That's how you lift yourself up. That's how you go places with things. You know, that moon is going to move into Libra at 10:30 in the morning. Yeah, they're 10:30-ish. I think it's 10:38 on Sunday. And there's this balancing. And so like all the, oh, I got this. I don't know about you, Cancer. But I always find the moon in Libra very difficult energy. It is a square. I usually can't wait for it to get into Scorpio. Like, I can always tell. All my doubts, all my anxieties, all my, you know, negative things, like, they roll up and I have to fight them off. Kind of like this energy of, oh, I'm battling them. And so I put this little protective shell around myself of sunlight. And I say, that's not actually happening. Like, those are my doubts. Those are my insecurities, but they are not real. They're just thoughts. And let them go. That's how you handle that emotional energy. So, oh, yes, nice. So you have Dream Your Journey. What is this idea? Dream your journey. Picture it in as much detail as you possibly can and where it's going. And then take charge with authority. Step into, this feels like Capricorn energy, right? That I'm in charge, I'm large in charge, I'm the CEO of my life. And at the same time, you let your heart lead the way. We have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Love and let yourself be loved. If you've been going through a difficult time and you've been doubting things, you know, this is the part where you go, okay, well, I'm setting aside that negative energy. I'm creating a nice, safe space around my heart, but I'm going to love and allow myself to be loved. I'm not cutting myself off from my great ideas or where it is I want to go in life or what it is I'm trying to create for myself. You know, you can do it all. You really can. All right, so we're going to save these out because we start out the next week with the moon in Libra. But I'm going to go ahead and pick this stuff up. And then we're going to move on. And we're going to do the second week, which is June 1st through June 7th. And that moon is in Libra. And remember, it's about finding that emotional balance, finding that stability, creating those safe, healthy boundaries. And, you know, something I noticed when I saw this card earlier today that I'd never noticed before is it looks a lot like this one, right? You know, there she is, all tucked in there. Okay, but now, instead of this dark, negative energy around her, she's created a safe, healthy, and the bubble's bigger, using the pink energy of the self-love ray. So loving yourself, creating that healthy boundary, love and let yourself be loved, you know, creating boundaries, taking charge with authority over her own life. And she looks like she's dreaming about what it is that she wants to become and where she wants to go. And so that's how you get to start out the week. So that's the energy of Sunday into Monday. And then there's this need to start thinking about what's next, right? What's next? And so the moon is going to be, thank goodness, into Scorpio on Tuesday at 12:06 p.m. And this energy of Sunday and Monday, while you were communicating with yourself from the heart, either with the people in your life or with yourself about what it is that you want. And I don't mean this big dream plan idea that you have, but the love part, you know, if you listen between the lines, if you really pay attention using your intuition, which you're so good at doing, then there will be insights and there will be downloads. You will, if you have an extreme emotional reaction, positive or negatively to something, think through it and think what triggered that. That's where the insight comes from. It's the why. Why did that happen? You know? And then what do I do about it next? And so it's a good opportunity to do that and then start planning on where you're going to go next. And it's going to require willpower. And I think the willpower is actually going to be about keeping your idea to yourself and really focusing on what it is that you need to do, the steps you need to take to create that transformation. One of the reasons you keep things to yourself isn't necessarily because somebody's going to steal your idea, which is always a thing. But when you have this fledgling idea and you share it out there with the world at large, and then somehow, for some reason, that seems to invite comment from other people. And the comments may not be very supportive. They may not be like, wow, that's a really great idea, man. I hope there's, if you need anything. That is not always the response. And so I don't want you to let your great idea get pushed into the rubbish pan by somebody who didn't see the value in it because they weren't far-sighted enough. They didn't have your intuition. They didn't have your download. They didn't know that this was a passionate thing for you and that you really are going to push forward through it. And so sometimes it's the willpower to stay focused on it, but namely not allow other people's opinions to play a part or a role in what you're doing. Look at all those healing, helping hands from Spirit guiding you. This is like Reiki healing. This is that love and let yourself be loved. This is focusing on your transformation, which could be just a healing energy. And so if this isn't about having a great idea and what you're pushing forward, but this is about self-care and self-love, I'm a big fan. Big fan of all of it. What's next for you, right? So Thursday at 1:17 p.m., the sun's going to move into Sagittarius. Sun in Sagittarius for you, Cancer, is in your 6th house, right? That's that work-life balance. That's not giving more than you are receiving. Ooh. Working girl gave way more than she received back. Okay, so Cancer, water signs in general, especially Cancer and Pisces, tend to really roll out the welcome mat for people, and they nurture and they care for and they take care of everyone else, and then they can get their own energy sapped. So part of this full moon energy, it's a lunar eclipse. It's about what are you willing to release inside of you in order to promote your life into a more balanced situation. And it could be that what you're releasing is the need to do for everybody else and instead to allow yourself to love and be loved. To love yourself. Love and let yourself be loved. Okay. So part of it could be that. And so the action, and it is a fire sign. And so a fire sign is always about taking an action. But in this case, it is about releasing an idea. Sagittarius is about long-held beliefs. It is about the stories that we carry through, that we tell ourselves. So if we feel like the only way people are going to like me is if I do for them, or the only way I feel valuable is if I do. Sometimes then the need to say, no, wait. Oh gosh, the hardest thing to do for me personally, I have a lot. I have the sun, the moon, North Node, Venus. They're all in Cancer. And for me was learning to receive, to allow others to give to me. And I still catch myself sometimes, and I have to go, whoa, back off, Maggie. You know this lesson now. I have to allow other people, because they also are learning how to give. And so if you don't allow them to give to you, you're actually doing them a disservice. And so asking for what you need and accepting it, accepting something that you need that you didn't ask for, gracious and kind and gratitude, because that also boosts them up and it's probably giving them what they need in return. Really important, really hard to do. It's really hard to do, but when you do that, that's when you start taking your power back and you start blossoming from the inside out. That is such attractive energy. That's when you draw into yourself everything that you need, really need. And so being willing to let others give to you, being willing to accept and receive their support, their help. Beautiful stuff. So healthy boundaries, not overgiving, being able to accept and receive. Yep, look at this. Full moon, surrender to the divine. Surrender to divine. And Cancer, you have 2 eclipses coming up. This is an eclipse, and then we have 2 more. One in Capricorn and one in Cancer. So definitely with a lot of emphasis on what's going on in your chart. And so if you can surrender this right now, you can really step into the energy coming up during your sun sign. And I don't know if you were here last week when I said this, but you guys get a bonus new moon in Cancer. There are 2 new moons in Cancer. One of them is an eclipse, and there's a full moon eclipse during the time of Cancer in Capricorn. So you are preparing for something. So resting up, surrendering to the flow of the divine, allowing yourself to focus on what it is that you want, this dream that you want, dream and journey. Allow yourself to go in there and allow the love to flow in. This is an important, oh my goodness, that's a lot of cards, and potent time. Okay, this is the only one that's iffy. Change is unavoidable. Well, it's an eclipse. It's an eclipse. Change is unavoidable. So the way things have been going is not the way that they should go. I've never actually seen this card before. So, we have look at all the symbology there. We've got the dragonfly, which is spiritual change. We've got the moth, which is metamorphosis in the inner working, the kundalini energy of the snake and the healing. We've got eggs. We've got the dark into the night, into the light, I'm sorry. Wow, okay. Surrender to the divine and see what happens. So we have know that you belong, love and let yourself be loved, honor Gaia. Oh, get outside and play in the dirt a little bit. Go for a walk. Yep, see yourself in nature. And then you have let go of the old. But it's a peacock. Let go of the old image of yourself and allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself to shine from the inside out. Allow yourself to attract the abundance of the universe to you by simply being you and letting go of your old limiting beliefs that were put in there probably when you were a child, those little tapes that play around in the back of your head that tell you, what your people, that define you based on other people's own issues. Honestly, people do the best they can, but we all come here with stuff, right? So remember that you are a spark of the divine. And if you start there, how can you not shine? How can you not shine? Yep, know your worth. Know your worth. And be playful. And so taking responsibility. When that moon moves into Capricorn on Saturday in the afternoon, it's about making a plan. But this plan for you is really about taking responsibility for your opinion of yourself and taking responsibility for how do you bring the joy and the pleasure into your own life. Where was that laughter card? I've lost track. Oh, back here. Last week. You're being encouraged to engage your inner child, to get out there, to have some fun, to believe in yourself, to love yourself, and allow others to love you. Like, go have some fun with your life, Cancer. Sorry. Go have some fun with your life. You know, you can do this. This is so supportive. This is so healing and divinely guided. In the description box below, I will put Nancy. She does Reiki for me. It's really good, really helpful in balancing things out. And so go ahead and very affordable. So maybe treat yourself to a little Reiki over the course of the next couple of weeks to set yourself up to do a little extra self-love. So why? You can attract in a relationship. You have Rose, attract in a relationship. So that's what you got going on. I don't know why we're glitching. There's literally nothing happening. I did get my camera. I just haven't figured out how to use it yet. Working on it. All right, so you guys take care. I'll see you back here next week, and we'll talk about the second half of Gemini season, which is going to end with that eclipse that happens right there as we slide into Cancer. So kind of exciting stuff. All right, you guys go love yourself. Just go love yourself. Do you. Do you, and don't worry about what everybody else says. All right, you take care. We'll talk soon.